We find ourselves at the border town of Plattsburgh, New York. Although a few miles into the US, it is still one of the last stops you may make on the way to Canada. Why are we here? Well, for the Champlain Centre Mall, a lone soldier of retail serving both US citizens and Canadian visitors. Before we begin, let me clarify that this was recorded during mall walker hours. That is why it looks a bit empty and the stores look closed, although I'm sure someone will completely ignore that. Champlain Centre actually began as a tale of two malls, with the Champlain Centre South Mall coming in much earlier, around 1975. However, the Champlain Centre North Mall, the one we're coming into now, would go up in 1987. I don't know what kind of drugs the minds of Pyramid were doing at this time, but I want what they're having. But in all seriousness, I believe the intention was to have a higher class boutique mall and then a more modest mall, with the South Mall hosting JCPenney, Montgomery Ward, and Kmart. Another possibility I've seen floating around is that Pyramid wanted to expand the South Mall but couldn't because it was locked in by roads. So they had to build the North Mall as a sort of compromise. Champlain Centre North's arrival in 1987 would wind up killing the Champlain Centre South Mall in the long run, as the North Mall brought in Sears, Steinbach, Hills, Service Merchandise at a later date, and Hoyt's Cinemas. JCPenney would also jump ship to go to the North Mall. The South Mall crashed so hard that it would end up getting demalled and turned into a strip plaza for big box stores in the mid to late 90s. The specific date I was unable to discern. While Champlain Centre South's story came to an end, Champlain Centre North's story continued on, with Old Navy signing on as a junior anchor in 1998. Service Merchandise and Steinbach would unfortunately close in 1999, but would get filled in over time, with Dick's Sporting Goods replacing Steinbach in 2003, and then Gander Mountain filling in Service Merchandise in 2004. Meanwhile, Hills, whom would get acquired and rebranded by Ames, would close in 2002. This space remained vacant for much longer, but would get replaced by a Target store in 2008. And if you want to know something of interest, there are some people out this way who actually call it Target, according to an article I found about the mall. And you thought me saying Leggett was bad. Best Buy would come into the mall in 2006, replacing a Rex Appliances that closed in 2005. Meanwhile, Borders Books would close in 2011, getting replaced by Wendell's Furniture in 2012. And after a temporary closure for expansions and stadium seating updates, Hoyt's Cinemas would be rebranded as Regal Cinemas that same year. Surprise, surprise, in 2016, Sears would be seared. The space would be subletted to make way for Hobby Lobby. Meanwhile, Gander Mountain would try to rebrand itself as Gander Outdoors, but just couldn't make it, closing shortly after the initial bankruptcy in 2018. This space is filled in today by an Ollie's Bargain Outlet, which came to the scene in late 2020. A year before, though, Kohl's would fill in the rest of the vacant Sears, leading us to today. Despite Fauci's syndrome, the mall is still going, handling life as a marginally successful mall. But with travel between countries compromised indefinitely, how long will the Champlain Centre last? You can already see the vacancy rot starting to spread from the Coles and former Gander Outdoors side of the mall. But whatever may happen in the future, we'll have to wait and see what tricks Pyramid might have up their sleeves. They do still own the mall, at least as of the making of this video. Here's an interesting little thing someone pointed out. This mall is apparently a sister mall to the Berkshire Mall in Lanesboro, Massachusetts. If you look at the two layouts and rotate one of them around, you'll find the layouts match up very similarly. That said though, this mall is an elegant design. It's got this warm glow about it that makes it feel a bit cozy in my opinion. Even if it isn't the greatest looking mall out there, I like it. And that's good enough for me. I am trying to look around for why this mall was built, as it does seem rather large for the town of Plattsburgh. And the thing that jumps out to me is its proximity to the Canadian border. Unlike two other malls we've covered that tried to capitalize on this, it seems that the Champlain Centre had a lot better luck at attracting Canadian shoppers until recently. It'll be interesting to see how travel restrictions between us and Canada will shake things up. But I'm sure Plattsburgh and Pyramid will find a way. I'll remain hopeful. For now, at least. I'd love to keep going about the mall, but we are already almost to the end of the video. I want to thank you for joining me for a walk in the Champlain Centre. What did you think about this mall? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Share in the comments down below, and smash the like button on the way down. Thanks for having me, Plattsburgh, New York. And until next time, this is Doomy Grunt wishing you and the Champlain Centre farewell and good luck, eh?